As the sun rose, casting a soft golden glow across the city skyline, Jessica stood at the head of the boardroom table. Her sharp eyes scanned the room, preparing to present her latest project to the company's top executives. She wore a perfectly tailored black pantsuit that accentuated her figure, with her short black hair styled into smooth waves. Her green eyes were focused, ready to take charge as soon as she began to speak. When she did, her voice was steady and commanding, with each word carefully chosen to make a lasting impact. Jessica had meticulously prepared her plan, considering every detail and anticipating potential challenges. The executives leaned in, clearly impressed by how well she knew the subject. She was determined to succeed, having worked tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder, never allowing anything to stand in her way. While most people dreaded returning to the office after working from home for so long, Jessica saw it as an opportunity to impress her superiors and secure a promotion. Ryan, on the other hand, was a reserved software developer who kept to himself. He was different from Jessica in many ways, but they made an effective team. Despite having similar qualifications, Ryan often joked that Jessica was his boss because of her assertive attitude and strong work ethic. Still, he was happy to follow her lead. He admired a woman who knew what she wanted. Jessica would sometimes tease Ryan, saying he'd make a great secretary for her, and joked about seeing more of his feminine side. After all, she was the one who took charge. The meeting with the executives was intense, but Jessica was more than prepared. The executives probed and challenged her ideas, but she answered each question with clarity and confidence. No one was surprised when they ultimately agreed with her suggestions. As Jessica left the meeting, she felt a rush of exhilaration. This promotion would take her career to new heights, and she was eager to take on the challenges ahead. Ryan, who had been waiting outside, congratulated Jessica with a wide grin. He knew how important this moment was for her and was happy for her success. "Now you're really my boss," he joked. Over the next few weeks, Jessica worked tirelessly to ensure the success of her project. She spent long hours in the office, refining every detail, and began to feel overwhelmed. She realized she needed help, and thought of Ryan. Maybe it was time to ask him for assistance, even if it was just part-time. One day, Jessica approached Ryan. "How about you help me out as a part-time secretary?" "Don't worry, it's just part-time. I already talked to the board, and they're on board with it." Ryan hesitated, unsure of what to say. Jessica continued, "I know you prefer working from home, but those days are behind us. You don't want to risk your job, do you?" She smirked. "This could be a good opportunity to motivate you to come to the office more. I'm just looking out for you, Ryan. I've heard some talks about possibly letting you go if you keep pushing to work from home." The last part was a fabrication, but Jessica was confident it would get him to agree. Jessica wanted Ryan to take on the role of her secretary. She enjoyed the idea of being in charge and seeing a more feminine side of him. Ryan, though surprised, agreed with her suggestion, thinking he might as well give it a try. He didn't mind helping out with small tasks, like fetching her water or opening doors, nothing too demanding, but enough to allow Jessica to focus on more critical matters. Ryan found the variety refreshing, but over time, he noticed himself becoming increasingly compliant with Jessica's requests. Her influence was subtle, nudging him into a more obedient role. Though Ryan was technically the secretary, his appearance often led others to mistake him for the boss. Wearing a suit and tie gave him a more authoritative look, something Jessica noticed. She decided it would be a good idea to make Ryan's role even clearer by having him dress in proper secretary attire. One day, she brought in a blouse with a bow and a skirt and asked him to change into it. "Don't worry, you'll look great," she assured him. Ryan hesitated. "Are you sure about this?" "We both know people confuse you for the boss," Jessica said, her tone firm. "This will help clarify your role. Plus, it's important to set clear expectations in the workplace." Though Ryan was unsure, he didn't want to upset Jessica, especially considering how assertive she was. He decided to give it a try. To his surprise, the clothes fit him perfectly. Jessica complimented him, saying, "You look fantastic. And I bet you'd look even better in other girly outfits." Ryan wasn't sure if he was ready to embrace this change fully, but he was willing to explore it. After a few more days of wearing the clothes, he began to feel more comfortable. The outfit felt less strange, and his colleagues seemed to appreciate it, which made him feel more confident. Some mornings, he even found himself wondering if he was becoming more like a woman without even realizing it. It seemed Jessica's plan was working. In addition to his secretary duties, Ryan continued his work in software development. Jessica, noticing his growing comfort in his new role, thought it was time to take things a step further. "You seem to be really getting into this," she said with a knowing smile. Ryan, now used to the changes, replied, "Yes, boss. At first, I didn't want to, but I was worried about losing my job. Now, though, I'm actually happy with how I look." Jessica smiled back, pleased with his progress. She knew this was the right moment to push things further. From her desk, she pulled out a beautiful red dress. "Since you've been such a great worker, I want you to wear this to the meeting today. It'll make a strong impression on our clients. Some of them have already mistaken you for a woman, so this will reinforce that idea. Plus, they'll appreciate seeing an IT expert who happens to be a woman." Ryan wasn't entirely convinced but agreed, "I guess it's just another step from blouses to dresses. Since you're my boss, I don't really have a choice, do I?" Ryan smiled as Jessica nodded approvingly. "That's a good boy," she said, and just like that, Ryan began to fully embrace his transformation. "We still need to make a couple of small adjustments to make you even more convincing," Jessica added. "Your long hair is perfect, but a little styling will help. Maybe a touch of makeup, just a light makeover." But Jessica had bigger plans. She knew that once Ryan agreed, it would be easy to gradually shift him further into his new role. After lunch, they went to the mall. Their first stop was a beauty salon, where they spoke to a makeup artist who was eager to help. The artist asked Ryan about his preferences and the look he wanted to achieve. Nervous but trusting, Ryan let the artist work her magic. As the makeup was applied and his hair styled, Ryan felt a rush of excitement. Each brushstroke, each application of lipstick, made him feel more aligned with the woman he felt he was inside. He couldn't believe how different he looked when he checked himself out in the mirror. Once the makeover was done, Jessica took Ryan to several stores, helping him choose some feminine clothes. Even though he already had the red dress for the meeting, Jessica suggested he pick up a few more options. "But I thought it was just for one meeting," Ryan said. Jessica shrugged. "It is, but if the meeting goes well, they'll probably want to meet again. A bit of variety in your wardrobe can't hurt." Ryan wasn't entirely convinced, but since Jessica was his boss, he followed her lead. He tried on dresses, skirts, and accessories. To his surprise, he felt good in the clothes, and regret never crossed his mind. As they walked around the mall, he noticed people staring at him, but he didn't mind. He was confident in how he looked. Back at the office, no one recognized Ryan. They looked at him with confusion, wondering who the new girl was. She seemed familiar, but they couldn't quite place her. Jessica smiled. "Looks like it's working. I think the only thing left is to give you a more fitting name. How about Sophia?" Ryan, now Sophia, agreed. He was too far into the change to back out now. It was time to embrace what was ahead. And just like that, Ryan the software developer became Sophia, the IT professional and secretary. The meeting with the clients went perfectly. They were impressed and wanted to schedule another meeting. Sophia became a regular presence in client meetings, guiding them through contracts with ease. Having a confident, attractive woman like Sophia to help them made everything smoother. Sophia quickly realized how much power her new identity gave her, especially over male clients. Girls really do run the world, she thought. After all, it had worked on her, thanks to Jessica's confident leadership. Completely feminized by Jessica's bossy attitude, there was no turning back now, only forward. Maybe hormones aren't such a bad idea, she mused. Don't forget to join me on Patreon for exclusive content.